So hello my dear friends, welcome back. Welcome to your channel Cooking Astrology. First of all, I would like to thank all of you for subscribing my channel and liking my videos. Thanks a lot. So today in this video, I'm going to discuss regarding one planet that is most important planet of Vedic astrology. Now I know many of you are thinking about some different planet and I'm going to start discussing about some other different planet. So there are total 7 physical entities and 2 non-physical, Rahu and Ketu. Now every planet in Vedic astrology have their own roles, responsibilities, but there is one single planet that never talk about, and that is actually Mangal Graha. Mangal is known as planet Mars in Vedic astrology. Mars is also known as Kuja. This is the planet which is responsible for giving you the energy. Now the energy which is present inside you is actually Mars, and without energy nothing is possible. Mars is the reason behind your existence. That is why in the natural Kal Pursh Kundli, even if you look, so there are the two most important zodiac signs. The sign of Aries and the sign of Scorpio is ruled by Mars. So Mars is a desire. This is the planet which have the capacity to give desire. So this is the reason why you actually take birth in this present. The existence is only possible because of this Mangal Graha. So Mars is one of the most important planets. This is also the planet which is connected with the entrepreneurial side. Mars also represents your risk-taking capability or your risk tolerance capacity. Now without risk nothing is possible. If you want to go towards the high achievement in your life without acquiring or taking risk, it becomes very difficult. And that is why Mars is also the significator of the mortgage, loan and debt. Now any businessman who is watching this video is governed by the rules and regulations of planet Mars, because without mortgage or without taking loan no business is going to flourish. So Mars is that planet that have the capacity to actually acquire some mortgage, acquire some loan, acquire some debt. So Mars is that form of energy. Even in the ancient astrology side, Mars is connected with the Ma Bagulamukhi as well. So Ma Bagulamukhi is also one of the very fierce goddess. There is one very beautiful temple of Ma Bagulamukhi which is actually even situated near Himachal Pradesh in Bankhandi. You can even you are from nearby from India, you can please go towards that temple. Now Bagulamukhi is a goddess that have the capacity to create a win-win situation over the legal disputes and the legal matters also. There are many politicians that also worship Ma Bagulamukhi. Now if you are also facing some legal disputes, the Bagulamukhi is going to help you. Also Mars in the masculine energy side is connected with Lord Hanuman. So Hanuman is energy is also interconnected with the energy of Mars. So you understand the fairness or the fierceness that is actually planet present inside this Mars is also very, very high. Even one most important thing, if you are looking from the money and wealth perspective, and even if you are looking for marriage perspective, Mars is still going to play a very important role, because Mars is a kark of Mangalya Sukh. Mangalya Sukh simply means the marital bliss that you are going to receive after getting married. And specifically in the female chart also, along with Jupiter, Mars also signifies the qualities or the personality traits of your husband. The dignity and the strength of the Mars in the female chart is actually going to show what kind of a partner you are going to get in your life. Whether your partner is going to be slow or going to be extremely fast or going to be very masculine, because Mars represents gym as well. Going to gym, bodybuilding is also governed by Mars. So the more the strength of Mars, the more this shows the masculine part. Even Mars governs your internal qualities also, like what is actually present inside you, the kind of big heart that you are having actually. Big heart is very important in order for you to make certain difficult choices and decisions. So this is that kind of a planet. Even if you look in the out of that 12 houses, Mars is actually going to create a Manglik dosh also in many charts. Mangalic dosh mean the intensity of this Mars is very high, or the sexual energy is very high inside all those people that are actually having the Mangalic dosh. Mangalic dosh is simply when the Mars occupying the certain houses in the Vedic astrology, that is known as Mangalic. So why only Mangalic is there? Because Mars hold lot of energy, and that also represents the sexual energy which is present inside you. At the time of horoscope matchmaking also, if you want to look into the intimacy part, like how my intimate relationship is going to be with my partner, whether you are a male or a female, because Mars represents the sexual desires at the same time. So the intensity of desires which are present inside you is actually Mars. And the fulfillment of that desires is going to be seen through Venus from the opposite chart. If you are a male watching this video, your Mars represents your sexual desires. Fulfillment of that desires are going to be seen through the Venus from the female chart. You need to study the relationship between both of them. And similarly, you can do it from the female chart as well. And that is where the Urja or the energy of Mars is very important in the creation also. Creation is not possible without fire. I have made one very beautiful video over the trine houses. I will link that in the description section below. You can please watch that video. Importance of trine houses, where I described the importance of Mars, Jupiter, and particularly planet Sun. These three planets are governing the trines, okay? First, fifth, and ninth house. So Mars is that first planet that rules the Urja, or that actually rules the fire also. In the similar manner, apart from this marriage or the marital bliss side, Mars is also responsible for the money and wealth perspective that you are going to receive specifically from real estate. Now, real estate is again a very big topic. Without a strong Mars, it becomes very difficult for you to find a good piece of land, good piece of home to stay. Because Mars is not only controlling the zodiac signs of Aries or the sign of Scorpio. Mars also governs over the attributes of the fourth house. You see, everyone say comforts, conveniency, these kind of things, and Mars is debilitated in the fourth house. Particularly in the sign of Cancer. If you look in the Kalpursh Kundli, fourth house, that is the sign of Cancer, where Mars is debilitated. Now here Mars in the fourth house is not ruining your comfort. This is enhancing the comfort, but Mars is the energy. Mars don't want to feel stabilized in one particular area. But without Mars, you will not be able to enjoy the benefits of the fourth house. Although Venus represents the luxury, the kind of luxury that you are going to get in your life. It may be what kind of a car that you are driving, in which place you are going to stay, regarding your home architect, home structure. So each and everything in astrology, luxurious part is governed by Venus. Your capacity to enjoy comforts is also Venus. But Mars is the provider. This is the planet which initially acting as the foundation. Without the foundation of Mars, no building is going to stand. If you are living under a roof, there are three basic necessities of life, that is food, clothing, and shelter. Now food is also obtained from planet Earth. Under the soil, you need to sow some seeds, plant is going to come that is going to fulfill your requirement. So Mars also going to rule over the agricultural part and even the soil, specifically soil, S-O-I-L. Soil is also ruled by Mars. And you see all the products, all the plants actually, they come out from this soil. So soil is Mars actually. Mars also represents, as I told you, the real estate or a piece of land that you are going to acquire. Now depending upon the dignity of the Mars, whether you have the capacity to acquire a very big piece of land, even if you want to live, want to look like what kind of a home I'm going to stay, that is also Mars. Whether I'm going to stay in a big home, in a small home, in which apartment, which city, that is Mars. So Mars is somewhat going to be acting as a deciding place also, like where the people is going to stay. You see there are many, even not only the residential property, in the commercial property side also. So if you are a real estate agent dealing with residential and that commercial property, it means somewhat Mars is strong in the Kundali. That is why you are reaping out certain benefits. If Mars is weak, very difficult for you to gain the benefits. And I will tell you, 95% of the charts in Vedic astrology, they are going to have the weak Mars. Only 5% individuals are going to have the real strong Mars. That is why 5% population is enjoying all of the money actually. Because when the money will start piling up into your life, you need to invest that money somewhere. Now there are many people that will go with the government bonds, share market, stock market, cryptocurrency, and real estate is also very lucrative investment. So Mars represents that growth aspect, your capacity to grow your money by using the energy of Mars. Now more the strength and dignity of Mars, the more this will help you to grow your money. Even the restaurants, hotel industry, so they all operate over a piece of land. Everything which is actually operating on a piece of land is Mars. Even this is the planet which is connected with the engineering and technology. Now without engineering, nothing is possible. So all the engineering behind the things is actually Mars. Mars is also the planet which is responsible for inventions or an inventor. That is why this is ruling the sign of Scorpio also. Aries, I have explained you, that is fire element. That is one side of Mars, which is energy, enthusiasm, taking certain actions, become that kind of a soldier mentality, accomplishment of the things are very important, goals are very important. This is Aries. Now the second nature of Mars is connected with the sign of Scorpio. Now Scorpio is again a very intensified kind of a zodiac sign, and this zodiac sign is not only ruled by Mars, this is co-ruled by planet Ketu as well as planet Mars. So there are two planets that are ruling the sign of Scorpio, Ketu and Mars. Now sign of Scorpio is the representation of a water. Okay, and nowadays many actually spacecrafts have been sent to Mars to find out whether the water is there or not. But if you are a Jyotishi, if you are a believer in Vedic astrology, then you know if Mars control the sign of Scorpio, that is water, it means yes, water is present on Mars. So survival is also present on planet Mars. There is no need for you to send some spacecrafts onto planet Mars to find water. If Mars rules Aries, fire and water, it means fire and water are present over Mars. Fire and water are very necessary for the survival. And that is where that Scorpion energy is very intensified. Scorpio is also the energy which represents the hidden knowledge, something which is hidden beneath. All the secret service, secret agents, people that are actually dealing with the research oriented activities, not only in the field of Vedic astrology, it may be like some marine engineering or some spacecraft engineering, some dealing with artificial intelligence, robotics, machine learning. So technicality is involved in all that kind of a thing. This is Mars. The sign of Scorpio represents that inventor ability, your capacity to first of all research something and then invent something. So invention in Vedic astrology is also connected with Mars. So that is the different side of Mars also. But the Scorpio attributes are also present in this Graha. Now depending upon the strength and dignity, as I once again told you, because if you look now out of 12 houses, Mars will not be able to feel very comfortable in most of the houses. Specifically if it comes in the quadrant, first, fourth, even the 7th house and 10th house. So Mars energy is very high actually. It becomes very difficult for quadrants to take the energy of Mars, even the 10th house also. Although 10th house have the capacity or the Upachya sthans like 3, 6, 10 and 11. If Mars is very well positioned in these three houses, then this is excellent Mars. Irrespective of the zodiac sign placement, if you want to study the planets in the longer duration, then rather than looking into the zodiac sign placements, try to pay more attention towards the house placement. So if Mars is positioned in 3rd house, 6th house, even the 10th and 11th house, this is a strong Mars. You can watch my playlist over Mars through 12 houses and 12 zodiac signs, where you are going to know each and everything with regards to your individual Mars. Like if your Mars is in Aries in the 8th house, then what Mars is going to do. So you can relate to my playlist, go to my playlist section, you will find that thing. So Mars is having that sort of attributes, and many people, they fail to understand the importance of this Graha. Even in the trine houses, 5th and 9th house, very difficult for trines to actually hold the energy of Mars. And Mars actually have the capacity to give good results in very few houses, very few zodiac signs. Specifically Mars placement in the sign of Aries, in the sign of Scorpio, in the sign of Capricorn. Even debilitated Mars in the sign of Cancer is a strong Mars actually. But house placement do matters. So Mars in Sagittarius is also very powerful. If you look particularly, Mars is exalted in the sign of Capricorn, that is ruled by planet Saturn. So it means Mars, if it is getting exalted in the enemy house, Mars have the capacity to conquer the enemies. Whereas if you look into the Saturn, actually Saturn will debilitated into the Mars. Saturn don't have that capacity to conquer the enemies, but Mars have that capacity to rule over the enemy house. Sign of Capricorn is actually Saturn, okay, both of these are like very deadly enemies, but Mars have the capacity. Mars exaltation in Capricorn shows its capacity to rule over the enemies or to conquer the world, because this is a soldier. The army general, if you give him some order to conquer something, Mars will go up there and going to kill all the enemies, and then Mars will put his flag up there, like this is the land which I have conquered. So Mars represents that urja. This is a very masculine energy, like pure masculine. No other planet except Surya and except Jupiter also, they both are also very masculine Graha. Masculine mean they are having very high level of masculine and potent energies. Now if you are a male watching this video, Mars, Sun and Jupiter, they operate differently in your chart. If you are a female watching this video, Mars, Jupiter and the Sun, they act differently in your chart. In the male chart, they are very masculine. If these are very strong, it means the male is very strong or very masculine male. Whereas if these planets are getting strong in the female chart, it means female is becoming not very feminine, but she is becoming very masculine. The problem with then these females is to find a good male, because they themselves are very masculine, so it becomes very difficult for them to find that masculine energy. Whereas in the male chart, if these planets are highly masculine, then this is going to give them that sort of a valor or to conquer each and everything. Mars also represents your sportsmanship actually, your capacity to run a 100-kilometer marathon actually, or maybe just 1 kilometer of a walk. If you want to see whether I have the capacity to take some big risk and then going to run some business, this is Mars. So don't underestimate this Graha. Many will say Saturn is important, Venus is important, Jupiter is important. I'm not denying the fact. Every planet in Vedic astrology, they have certain things, okay? But you cannot deny the Mars, which is the first controller of your first house. Without Mars, creation is not possible. So this is the importance of this planet Mars. The very best way to actually strengthen this Graha is to take care of yourself, own self. Try to study and learn from self-help books. Try to improve yourself. Go to gym, go on a walk. The more and more you are going to take care with regards to your physical personality, your own self, the more this is going to enhance its positive side. But if you are a lazy person, just sitting in some couch or just sleeping all day around, Mars is becoming then extremely negative. Mars's energy, the utilization of energy in the positive side will eventually help you to channelize its energy in the positive side. Any task which requires certain form of energy, and you see every task requires some form of energy. I'm filming this video, some energy is required. If I am actually want to go on a drive, long journey, so some energy is required to do or take certain actions. So Mars is that energy. I hope you have gained some deep insights in this video with me. Now, if you are having any queries, any consultations with regards to your Mars placement, please don't hesitate to get in touch with me over my email ID. And I will try my best to respond you back as soon as possible. Till then, please subscribe my channel below. Make sure to hit the like button if you really enjoyed this video. And please don't forget to follow me on Instagram as well. And I'm going to meet you very, very soon in the next video. Till then, bye-bye and Hare Krishna.